Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest. Time for an update to Red River Resources. This is a company I've owned in the past. No longer am I a shareholder, but I am looking for a potential buy in the future. In particular, if we see a return to some positive sentiment behind this company and the share price moving into an uptrend, because I do think there is some value right now in this company. So we will be focusing on the September quarter report. And to be honest with you, this was a good quarter for Red River Resources. Red River Resources is a miner and they do have 3 projects. 2 of those projects are in production right now and the other project is in advanced exploration. That project is the Herberton one, funnily enough, located near Herberton in Queensland, looking to mine silver, indium, copper, lead, and zinc. By far their most productive mine is the Langa near Charters Towers in Queensland, mining copper, lead, zinc, silver, and gold. And the other mine they do have in production is the Hillgrove project, mining mostly gold. They recently restarted production, maybe about a year ago or just over a year ago. So they have 3 mines, 2 in production and 1 in advanced exploration. Red River Resources was founded in 2002, has been around on the ASX for 16 years, listed in 2005. Current CEO is Mel Palancian, and he only has a 0.5% holding in the company. And one of the largest shareholders is a fund I never heard of. If they are a fund, Third Wave Investors have a 5.7% stake in the company. Now, when you look at the market cap of Red River Resources, $93 million at 17 cents. And when we look at some of the financial numbers, just keep the market cap in mind. The other thing you should keep in mind is they have about $25 million of net cash. So the enterprise value is just under $70 million. Again, keep that in mind when we look at some of the financial numbers as we look at the financial year 21 results and the September 2021 results as well. The T code for Red River Resources is RVR. Before we have a look at the September 2020 and 2021 quarter results, I just want to have a look at the full-year financial 2021 results. And you have a look at some of these numbers, you might understand why I wouldn't say excited about this company, but why I have it on my watch list, waiting for a breakout in the share price or a return to positive sentiment and an uptrend to the share price. Revenue increased to 121% to $119.5 million. They are or were operational cash flow positive by $45 million in the last financial year. And again, remember the market cap and enterprise value of this company, spent about $5.1 million on capital expenditure and underlying profits at $21 million. That means the P ratio of this company is 4.4 and the enterprise value to operating cash flow is 2.1. Those 2 valuation metrics look quite small. So either there's really good value in Red River Resources or the market sees something nefarious going on with this company, and that's why there is a discount to the value of Red River Resources right now. Now, there is some issues when it comes to the possibility of Red River Resources paying a royalty to TCM. At this point in time, looks like they will have to pay about $20 million. But I don't think that's a really justifiable reason for why there's such a discount to the value of Red River Resources right now. Now let's have a look at the September quarter 2020. And it was this quarter that got me interested in this company. Receipts to customers $35.9 million in the one quarter, and they were operational cash flow positive by $12.5 million. And what a company does with the operational cash flow they receive in this business is highly important. And one of the things Red River Resources did 1 year ago is they repaid some of their debt. They repaid $7 million, and that meant eventually they did become debt-free. But even though they did repay some debt, they spent $604,000 in exploration, $63,000 in capital expenditure. They were still able to raise the cash on hand by $4.4 million simply because they were so highly operational cash flow positive. Now let's have a look at the most recent quarter to see how business has progressed for Red River Resources. And this was a record quarter in terms of cash receipts, probably in terms of operating cash flow for this company. $41 million of receipts, and they were operational cash flow positive by $13.3 million. They spent $511,000 in capital expenditure, $2.1 million in exploration, so they've ramped both of those up from 1 year ago. They also set aside $5.4 million on other current assets, and I believe, I could be completely mistaken here, that was because of that royalty to TCM. They had to set aside some money in the possibility they will have to pay TCM $20 million. But even though they did all that expenditure, setting aside $5 million, they were still able to raise their cash on hand by $5 million and finish a quarter with $24.2 million of cash. Now let's have a look at the financial history of Red River in terms of their quarterly receipts and operating cash flow from December quarter 2017. This is quarterly numbers, not half year or yearly numbers. And there are two things I want to see here. The first thing is in regards to quarterly receipts, I want to see an uptrend, an overall uptrend. Doesn't have to be quarter on quarter increase in cash receipts, but general uptrend in receipts, and we definitely have that for Red River. In fact, the most recent quarter was a record quarter in terms of quarterly receipts. The other thing I want to see is the company being operational cash flow positive on a sustainable basis, which means they have to be operational cash flow positive quarter on quarter over a few quarters, and they have been operational cash flow positive the last 5 quarters, and that is highly important to me, that a company shows they can be continually operational cash flow positive on a quarterly basis. I'm only going to show you one chart for Red River, and that's the weekly chart here going back to 2015. And the main reason I'm only going to show you the weekly chart is there's nothing too exciting right now with how the share price is performing. In fact, we did see a little bit of a spike in the share price during October of this year, but that has failed. Share price got to about 24 cents, but it has pulled back to 18 cents right now. But if you look at this 6-year period, the share price really has done nothing during that time period. There has been periods of time where the share price has been an uptrend, particularly during 2016 to 2018, when the share price rose from about 7 cents to a high of 40 cents. And then there has been times when the share price has been in a downtrend, particularly from 2018 to the COVID-19 financial panic, when the share price fell from 40 cents to 4 cents. But over a 6-year period, the share price has almost exactly gone sideways. That's all I have for this quarterly update for Red River Resources. A pretty good September results for the company, a record quarter results, in fact, when it comes to receipts. If you do have any questions about this company or any other company on the ASX, please leave your comments, your thoughts, your questions in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.